Welcome back to Arab Affairs that brings you the latest happenings inside the Arab region, and we also give you a full detailed coverage of what's happening inside Egypt. I'll be right back after this short break, so stay with us. Let me start off with the major event today that took place. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi attended Saturday, which is today, the graduation ceremony of the third batch of the Ministry of Endowments Imam that is named after the 19th century scholar Hassan al-Attar, and was held at the newly graduate Al-Safwa Hall at the Strategic Command Headquarters of the Egyptian Military Academy. And there were also attendees. It was attended by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Defense Minister General Ashraf Zahir, Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Ahmed Khalifa, and Minister of Endowments Dr. Osama Al-Azhari, and several cabinet ministers who attended the event. And we have more details coming up on the following report.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi attended on Saturday the graduation ceremony of the third training course for imams from the Ministry of Awqaf at the Egyptian Military Academy in the new capital. The course, named after the 19th century scholar Hassan al-Attar, was held at the newly inaugurated Al-Safwa Hall at the Strategic Command Headquarters. According to presidential spokesperson Mohammed al-Shinawi, President Sisi inaugurated the hall before the ceremony and received a briefing from head of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, Major General Walid Arif. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Defense Minister General Ashraf Zahir, Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Ahmed Khalifa, Awqaf Minister Osama Al-Azhari, and several cabinet ministers attended the event. The ceremony included a review of the training program and research carried out by the graduating imams, as well as the announcement of the results and the graduates' oath-taking ceremony, in addition to a Quran recitation, following by a speech by Director of the Military Academy, Major General Mohammed Turki. In his remarks, Minister Al-Azhari said the ministry was seeking to prepare a new generation of preachers capable of addressing contemporary challenges. During the ceremony, President Sisi invited the top 10 graduates to the stage and directed officials to examine opportunities for outstanding graduates to pursue postgraduate studies, including scholarships abroad. Before departing, the president toured Al-Safwa Hall facility and VIP lounge.
Details over the phone, Dr. Asmaa Zeiny, Professor of Al-Azhar University. Good afternoon, Dr. Zeiny. Hello? Dr. Zeiny, are you with us? Until we retrieve Dr. Asmaa Zeiny, let me tell you that the fact that this ceremony was held inside the Egyptian Military Academy reflects the collaboration between the Ministry of Endowments and the Military Academy. This also reflects a very important vision that came according to the directives and principles of His Excellency Head of State President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, which is building the Egyptian character and the human being over the vision of 2030, which is values, tolerance, scientific research, and also respecting human rights. Let me tell you that we have with us Dr. Asmaa Zeiny. We retrieved her. She's a professor of Al-Azhar University. Good afternoon, Dr. Zeiny.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me today.
It's a real pleasure to have you in Arab Affairs. And let me tell you, we were talking about holding this particular very prosperous, very optimistic event that everybody followed in Egypt, which is promoting the third batch of the imams at Al-Azhar University, which is, of course, the Ministry of Endowments. They are called du'a. That is a very important point. to hold it at the Egyptian Military Academy, which means that the state is part and parcel of this religious institute. It's not only about religion, it's about the contemporary vision, modern vision of 2030. It's about principles, it's about tolerance, it's about wisdom, and on top of all, academia and scientific research.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm so proud to be part talking about the graduation of the third part of teachers from the military academy. In fact, this indicates that the Egyptian leadership is considering all Egyptians as one, being a preacher, being a doctor, being an officer, being whatever. You still a part of the Egyptian state, the new republic, and you deserve the most care and training according to the up-to-date trends in your field. And this is, we are seeing today, this the graduation of the third batch of the preachers to be qualified not only as whenever they deal with people inside or outside their workplaces, they are able to face the challenges. No one can deny that our community today faces great challenges in all fields. And one of the most important ways of facing these challenges, that the one who is dealing with the public be very well prepared. And this is one of these efforts in this field.
Right. In his warm welcome to the attendance of the President, Dr. Osama Al-Azhari, the Minister of Endowments, he gave a brief speech, but he pointed out mainly over the keenness of the country, bringing out new preachers or imams, or you may call it dua, that are based on a new generation that is qualified on top of all physically and mentally. And armed, of course, with wisdom and nationalism, the spirit of nationalism. How important were that values to those new batch of imams?
As I'm telling you, this is part of building the Egyptian character. Actually, what is happening in the world around us affects everyone, young or old, men and women, in a way that needs that we have this deep understanding of how to deal and how to protect the rights of our country. And I believe this training of preparing preachers physically, intellectually, and in all parts is very necessary, because to be successful nowadays, it is not something that just you graduate from whatever your faculty is. You need to be aware of what is happening. How can we face it without harming ourselves or harming others? How do we understand the world order? And this is most necessary for the preachers, because they deal with people on a daily basis. Sometimes when you have a problem, you need someone to help. The first place that Muslim would seek is the masjid, where they meet the imams and the religious leaders. I believe this is a very good point that we should be keen to continue. And I believe the Ministry of Endowments, in cooperation with the Military Academy, is going to have new patches. This is the third batch. It's not the end. It's just the start. And we are going to have new patches, having more training on what's happening all around us.
Let me just remind ourselves and remind the viewers of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Ever since he stepped into office, the first point that he raised is reforming the official religious speech, in the sense of not only talking from one perspective of Muslim religion, Christian religion, or a specific religion, but speaking to the whole world at large, with an open mind for tolerance and respect for all religions, for all races, for all colors, for all cultures, and respecting other religions on top of all that. So in that sense, the President have proposed that those graduates would pursue the postgraduate studies, and also said that they could be offered potential scholarships to abroad, which are not non-Muslims, but to be open to the whole culture, the universal culture.
Yes, this is urgently needed because a preacher is not only supposed to be dealing with local communities, because Islam, generally speaking, nowadays is facing a greater challenge, which is called Islamophobia. The others, people who are not Muslims, are not able to very well understand. They might see what's happening from some extremists and consider this is Islam. We need to show the world the moderate face of Islam by these new generations of preachers, and this is a very good news to hear that the President is willing to, that these graduates continue this training here, however, in the military academy, or being sent outside to be able to have better understanding of the challenges the whole world is facing and how a Muslim is facing. We should be facing this in a correct way and showing the whole world the true moderate face of Islam.
Right. Let me add to you, not only moderate, but also the open-minded Islam, who is open for modernism, who's open to all cultures, who's open to the academia and academic research and scientific research, and the fact that it is inaugurated, this graduation is celebrated not at Al-Azhar, which is the highly institution that the whole world respect because it's a scientific institution, but at the military academy, which is something which is a great message to the world. What message is the President trying to send to the whole world?
One of the messages that is sent today is that we as the Egyptian leadership are aware of the challenges that are facing the whole world, of the wars happening all around us and other economic challenges and social. You know that the social media and the new events is affecting our life from every aspect. And we are telling the whole world that we are ready, we as Egyptians are ready to face these challenges and to deal with them scientifically, because academic research is part and parcel of solving whatever faces our life nowadays. Whoever gets away from these up-to-dates in the field of science and academia is going to be ancient and is going to be ignored by the whole world. We as Egyptians, as Muslims, as preachers, we need to show the whole world that we are very well equipped with our national and our Muslim values that enables us to deal rationally with whatever happening around us.
Right. Let us also look after the very careful words that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, in his advice and proposals to the top 10 graduates, giving them his advice. He mainly was focusing on modernism, on the openness of mind and the openness of the perspective of every imam, studying, working by the book and studying the Quran, but at the same time to be capable of addressing contemporary challenges. We have contemporary challenges. Minding also ourselves that we were the first country in the whole world, in the modern world, to conquer terrorism. And ever since other countries, European and American and the US have followed our footsteps. So how do you see the future of Islam under the hands of the Egyptian administration, trying as much as we can to bring to the whole world and reflect the real, true image of Islam?
I am very optimistic about the future, alhamdulillah, because this vision from the Egyptian leadership shows that we are able to have this coexistence. As long as the fresh graduates have their education from Al-Azhar or whatever institution they have, and they have their degree, they start to have these practical training on dealing scientifically and properly with what is happening. I believe the process of training and professional development is part and parcel of the life of everyone in his field. And this is an indication that the Egyptian state publicly, officially is paying attention to preparing the preachers in whatever up-to-date trends in the field of facing the public and understanding what is happening in the whole world. I hope that we continue this very positive type of training for future preachers, and I believe they are going to gain a lot out of these trainings in the military academy. And I believe that they are going to be like a role model, not only for preachers, even for youth in different fields to get this training according to their field.
Let us just elaborate a little bit more on a very important issue that is very much related to that event, which is Al-Azhar scholars like you, as a professor at Al-Azhar University, and you teach science and teach different scientific curriculums to your students and the imams who preach. How dangerous and how effective and how sensitive is this stature of a preacher? How important is it? Because it's a two-sided weapon. Everywhere, not only in Islam, but also in Christianity, everywhere in any religion, a preacher is a two-sided weapon. How important is it to bring to the world a good, moderate and scientific preacher?
You know, nowadays in academia, there is nothing like one specialty. What is trendy nowadays in academia is what is called multidisciplinary. Sometimes you are not graduated from the faculty of Sharia, for example, but you are studying Islamic studies in a place, and originally you might be like a doctor, and we have famous preachers like these who are, for example, they are doctors or engineers, or sometimes they are military, but they can teach and they can train preachers on different science of field. And this is so necessary, because we are not dealing with our Islam like being something hard and solid. We are dealing with Islam as everyday something we live, something we deal with, as something that affects our life from all, and even for someone who is not a Muslim, being a Christian, his religion affects his life from all sides. And this is, I believe, it's so crucial to have a successful preacher when dealing with his local communities and having this coexistence with the whole world.
Right. I'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Asmaa Zeiny, professor of Al-Azhar University, and all the best of luck to you. And by this we come to the end